On this debut episode of The Handle, learn what we have planned as we celebrate what makes our region unique, from street-level artistry to talented children, from unusual business and social ventures to an unexpected dance troupe, and from farm to table in our own particular way. All of this right now on Panhandle PBS as we tell the stories of the Texas Panhandle.
Hello and welcome to The Handle. I'm Karen Welch and I'm here with Chip Chandler to introduce this show as a new gathering place for everything Panhandle.
So often people here believe they are ordinary, but they're really quite extraordinary. And we plan to emphasize what makes the Panhandle and its people exceptional.
You'll get to know those who bring thought to action, craft to cutting edge, and conversation to innovation through the show's namesake Handle segments.
Then we'll fold in pieces from The Goods, our series about the local food movement, as told by the people whose hearts lie in raising and preparing ingredients grown around the area.
You can also expect interviews about relevant issues in our community, as well as discussions and forums recorded in our studio and other locations.
Plus, the Handle News Magazine will incorporate selections from the Yellow City Sounds live concerts. It's a series presented by Panhandle PBS and Amarillo College's FM 90.
Launching this show has been a true collaboration, one that can even involve you. Your gift to Panhandle PBS means that you believe in our mission, that you strive to appreciate and learn more about your community at the most individual level.
Call 806-371-5479 or 800-999-9243 to make your contribution in any amount, or log on to panhandlepbs.org/donate. Every gift, no matter the amount, is appreciated. The Handle celebrates what sets our region apart, and Panhandle PBS brings these stories in a way no other local media outlet can.
We want to thank Amarillo National Bank for the support it is providing as we work to inform, educate, and entertain you and your neighbors.
And thanks to Atmos Energy for sponsoring our March Pledge Drive and all of the special programming we're bringing you this week.
Their support and yours mean the world to us. Now let's introduce you to two more of your neighbors. The first is an Amarillo artist who connects an alley and images from the Sistine Chapel. Then you'll meet a young actress making moves across the country.
I'm Rachel Edwards from right here in Amarillo, Texas, and I'm a painter my entire life. I tend to mix things that probably most people wouldn't mix. Just two extremes, fine art and spray paint, street art together. That's been the current theme. So that might be what you don't normally expect. I have a really big love for the urban kind of scene. I always wanted to go to New York. And the big thing were the alleys that were just full of, it wasn't just graffiti, it was literally humongous paintings by what I would say were technicians. They're just incredible, and it's all in spray paint. So I thought, well, we've got alleys, you know, and we've got graffiti. I just got bored. I got so tired of the same old thing. You do a lot of art, you have a show, you drink wine, eat cheese, and it's over. You do some art, you have a show, you drink wine, you eat cheese, it's over. So I just felt kind of this need to really change things. This is actually a third installment. I've tried it a couple times. And the first one was more along the spirit of street art, really Banksy-ish. To get into that, I really dug into how we treat each other on social media, and it actually ended up making me almost physically sick. When you really look at it, we can really treat each other pretty bad. The third installment in this show is going back to something that's beautiful. One of the huge influences in my own work that for my entire life was Renaissance period work. So this entire show is huge details of the Sistine Chapel. But with street art, you also have this serious freedom about it. There's no rules, there's no boundaries, anybody can be a part of it. And if you find it, congratulations, you're a part of the audience. So I mixed both of them together, and I had the classical works of Michelangelo with a really street kind of feel of cardboard, and you ended up getting the back alley gallery. And when I did it initially without anybody, and it got dark and I could see all of the paintings in the light, it looked exactly like what I thought it would be. It was the experience that I wasn't expecting. So when you added people, it changed it. It completely changed it. It made it an experience. But when the sun goes down, the solar lights come on. that's all that you see is the artwork. And then the artwork becomes important. For me, it's more like breathing. I can't not make art. It's an obsession. I get up in the morning and I start making art. That's what I think about all the time. So it's more like just having lungs.
Your swagger and your bearing and the just right clothes you're wearing, your short hair and your dungarees and your lace-up boots.
We've known since Taylor was itty bitty that she had a lot of drama in her. So it was no surprise to us when we signed her up for the ALT Academy and she just started thriving here. At some point, Taylor started telling us, I want to do more, I want to do more. I want to be on Broadway, I want to be on Broadway. Todd and I just started looking for opportunities for her. And this one was close enough to home that it wasn't a huge stretch. And so we thought we would let her audition and see what happened. And it turned into something way more than we ever thought it would.
I think she's right on the brim of the next big step. I think something big is coming her way.
She has a lot on her plate right now. The San Antonio thing has just opened a lot of doors for her. And she just signed with an agent and a manager in New York. And so we are in New York quite a bit. She's auditioning for a lot of different things. And so the future is bright for her.
She's got a good head on her shoulders, and she understands moments, which is what theater's made up of.
It's a good way to express your feelings and just kind of let it all go. And I just really love it.
As you can see, the Handle will take a new look at the Amarillo area's thriving art scene, from the streets to the stage and everywhere in between. And we can't wait to show you what else we have in store. This coverage and all of our local efforts are made possible by viewers like you. Your gift makes a difference for our community and for the work we do for you. Each and every gift is important because it shows you are invested in the mission of Panhandle PBS and its meaning to the community. Call 806-371-5479 or 800-999-9243. Or log on to panhandlepbs.org/donate and make your contribution in any amount. Now, take a look at a couple of segments of the Handle about ping pong and pedicabs that are enormously popular with our online audiences.
I'm Jeff Wyrick. I am the unofficial commissioner of our ping pong league here in town. It started when I was about to sell a table on Craigslist and figured we'd just take it out and give it one last go and just kind of blossom from there. We thought, it went pretty well. We had about 8 guys show up. Last tournament that we had 25 players on 3 tables. Typically, we try to find someone to volunteer a space if we can. An event like this was more because of the elements. Summer nights in the garage is not really a great place to spend too much time, so we decided to do it in the morning out in the park, just to kind of catch a breeze. A little more breeze than we bargained for. We're not going to be able to avoid the wind, so we'll just deal with it. Everyone will have an equal advantage, disadvantage. Obviously, competitive spirit comes out. This is what y'all are playing for. I won't name who's best, but I do know who's #1 seed today. So Henry. A gentleman named Henry, who's comes to us from San Antonio. He got into town, and he's a bit of a gunslinger. Eric Berry is also a very, very good player. I think in large part it's just the level of, it's kind of an amateur sport, and so I think it's a pretty low barrier of entry. Most people played at some point in their life. It doesn't require any equipment really. I mean, if someone's got a table, you can play, and it's pretty casual. It's real conducive to, socializing. I think we're kind of part of just something bigger that's happening across the country. I think for us, it's just all about community. As long as people have a good time, that's all I'm really concerned about.
When I told my wife I was gonna try to do a pedicab company, she's like, what? My name is Marco Camp. I started Triple Crown Pedicab Company. We're here downtown on Polk Street, Amarillo, and this is our place of business. The first person I ever rode a pedicab with was my wife in Austin. So we were down there for Austin city limits, and we walk out of our hotel and there's just 50 pedicabs waiting for a ride. And you know, it was really interesting there because they're real quiet. They kind of wait for you to come to them. And so we picked a guy, wonderful guy, just kind of this hippie Austinite, you know. He's just super cool, talks the entire time, talks up, you know, it's like a 10-minute ride. And he tells us all about Austin by the time we get to where we're going, you know. And so when I first told her, it was like, really, a pedicab company in Amarillo? And then the more we thought about it and the more she thought about it, it's like, oh, that'd be cool. So it actually came up with the ballpark. Somebody mentioned, you know, last time I was at a ballpark in Austin or San Antonio, there was pedicabs. And so we thought, oh man, that'd be cool, pedicabs. And I run around with a lot of people who like to ride bikes, and I like to ride bikes. And so the idea was just perfect. I work at Amarillo National Bank. I'm actually a computer programmer, software developer. Yeah, just completely opposite of this, right? Yeah. It's not hard because my job ends at 6 o'clock at Amarillo National Bank, and then on Friday and Saturdays, this starts at 7. We get a lot of rides of people that just want to ride around the block with their children. That's been a big one that I didn't consider. A lot of people like to go back and forth to the embassy. That's a big one. Marriott to maybe down here, over here by Esquire and Moondoggies. It was interesting, at first they were kind of like, they didn't know, and you could tell who's seen him before and who hasn't. And the people who had seen him before knew what to do, right? They knew that you needed to yell out and, hey, I need a ride. And then there was a lot of people that were really shy and they weren't sure what to do with them. It's just kind of taken off on its own. And of course, I got to give it to my drivers. They've really done a lot to really push it and make people feel comfortable. Once the ballpark gets here and we know that there's some games to hit, I mean, I expect to have 6, 7, or 8 of them out there because I know there won't be enough.
I'm here now with Corby Fales, who coordinates membership and so much more for Panhandle PBS. Welcome.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about a project that Corby leads in just a moment, but I want to circle back first to the Triple Crown Pedicab piece. The guy we interviewed, Marco Camp, is another of those creative people who mix what they love with business.
Karen, it's so great to see the energy that they put in what they do. And Panhandle PBS will continue to celebrate the passion of people in our community in another way. The Savor the Goods dinners that our station launched last year will be back this spring.
Yes, as we speak, planning is underway for 4 farm-to-table events with the talented folks from West Texas Chef's Table. That's an organization made up of working chefs in Amarillo and Canyon.
And last year, they created some fantastic menus using products grown or made right here in the Texas Panhandle and the South Plains. The dinners gave our guests an inside look at both the chefs and the producers.
It was awesome. We've got people raising bees, whole backyards transformed into produce farms, and some very creative artists in the kitchen. Of course, then we had to turn it into a video series. We couldn't miss telling stories about the area's local food scene.
And you know, we couldn't do any of this without viewers like you. Your gift helps us to shine a spotlight on interesting individuals and organizations in our community. Call 806-371-5479 or 1-800-999-9243 or log on to panhandlepbs.org/donate and make your contribution in any amount.
We so appreciate your investment in the mission of Panhandle PBS and its contributions to the community.
Karen, the segment you're about to show is really one of my favorites to come out of the dinner series.
I'll use that word again, passion. Telling these stories has become a passion of ours. Watch this next segment and you'll see why.
One time in a food nutrition class, I asked the class, where does your food come from? And when they answered the grocery store, it broke my heart. I'm Rhonda Obenhouse. I'm the catering director for Panhandle Restaurant Group and Joe's Catering. I'm originally from Crest, Texas. We have to educate these kids on actually what the farmer does, how hard they work, and the stresses that go on with that just to put food on a table.
My day consists of trying to get everybody kind of heading in one direction, dealing with irrigation. We're trying to plant cotton now. There's just always something to do. It seems like, from 6:30 in the morning to 9 o'clock at night. It's pretty long hours. I'm Steve Foster. I was born and raised in Plainview. Grew up on a family farm towards Claytonville. Been in the farm and ranching business all my life. I was raised into it. I enjoy it, but it gets kind of taxing sometimes. You're tired. You're just mentally wore out some days.
I was raised on a farm about 60 miles south of here. My dad raised corn, wheat, a little bit of cotton, milo, and just grew up most days spending summers working with him, learning every side of the farm management, from planting the crops in the ground until harvest season.
Cotton has become our main crop over the last 10, 15 years. Our water table is starting to deplete in Ogallala, so cotton takes a little less water than some other crops. So it's been more profitable, just a better crop for us to grow. We grow quite a bit of wheat. A lot of it's dryland wheat, which this year has been extremely dry. The last rain we had, significant rain, was in last October. So we've been basically 6 months with maybe an inch and a half of rain. This past winter, no snow, no rain, no nothing. In the wheat pasture we normally graze cattle on, it didn't last near as long. I call it living in the West Texas desert. The dirt blows. Here lately we've had a lot of wind. I walked out in some soil this morning. We had a little shower last night, maybe 7/10. I dug down about this far and it was dry dirt below it. So it's kind of depressing when you plant a crop expecting it to grow and flourish, but there's no moisture to grow it on.
So we would make a trip maybe once a week to the grocery store, and the majority of the things that we would buy would be your staples, such as flour and seasonings, because we had fresh beef in the freezer and we had fresh vegetables on the shelf that my family had actually provided. So that was just my way of knowing life. And until I got older and in school, and you have lunchrooms, and you're like, not everybody eats the way that I do. And it became a passion of mine to be able to share that and provide those experiences with people at that table.
My grandparents was here a long, long time ago. They had a general store. There was 9 kids. They had to have something to keep everything going. They operated a post office. It took all the kids to make it work. And nowadays it's gotten to where you have to farm such big acreages to make the economics work. It's a little tougher than it was, 67 years ago.
My husband Roger and I raised our 4 children on a farm also in Crest. He was my high school sweetheart. We married young, and we went right into farming with both of our families. And as my children were getting older and the farm economy was pretty much tanking, we knew we had to do something different. And so I went to college and got my degree from Texas Tech in Family and Consumer Science, wanting to teach. One of my first job offers was here in Amarillo at Caprock High School, and that's what would move our family from Crest off of the farm to Amarillo.
I used to wake up every morning really wanting to get out, get to going, the smell of fresh plowed ground, a new calf being born. They're just so fuzzy, and that used to just want to get me going. But anymore, the struggles of the day-to-day operations, it's hard, but I like watching things grow. In the summer when the corn's tall, the cotton's green, you drive by and the coolness of the air coming from the irrigation systems, it's just refreshing. It's just something I like. I've been my own boss forever. My whole family's done this. It's me, it's what we do. It's history.
We've had the privilege to ask folks to slow down and really reflect on why they do what they do. Ultimately, the common thread is love and respect for history, culture, craft. With your help, we can continue defining and redefining this region through its people. Every contribution you make to Panhandle PBS is an investment in this community, and our work doesn't end with storytelling. Panhandle PBS provides in-depth information about relevant issues in Amarillo and the area. The station offers children's programming and works with teachers and local schools. We bring educational programs such as Nature and Nova to your living rooms. Plus, our audience gets front row seats to numerous cultural events staged across the country and the world. You'll find with our Indie Lens pop-up series that we host free screenings of nationally known documentaries and convene panels of local experts to discuss the topics. And this studio is home to our Yellow City Sounds Live concert series. So we would love for you to join Panhandle PBS in maintaining these efforts to enrich lives in our area. Call 806-371-5479 or 800-999-9243 to make your contribution in any amount. Or log on to panhandlepbs.org/donate. Now we want to introduce you to a couple bringing Bollywood to Amarillo.
Bollywood is a dance form, so dancing, music is universal.
I'm Bhakti Salian, and
I am Rahul Salian. I'm better half of Bhakti Salian,
yes.
And I'm also part of the AFS Polytainment. That's the dance academy and dance production that we have actually started here in Amarillo, and we've been doing that for past 8 years. I started Bollywood in 1995. There was a movie called Rangila, which actually changed the whole concept of dancing, because the movie was choreographed by a 20-year-old young college-going guy who happens to be my best friend. His name was Ahmed Khan. So we made a team and we started, and then the whole Bollywood trend changed after that. People started looking out for backup dancers because they saw fresh faces, good-looking girls, guys dressed up well, and if the dances were changed, it was more advanced. So I started my career from there, and I've been assisting like one of most top choreographers, Farah Khan, in the Bollywood film industry. I assisted her for 4 years. Yeah.
I started my career as a dance teacher. I was not like him in movies at first. My kids won competitions, 2 competitions. That's how I became famous in Mumbai. And my sister auditioned for his show. They were having a show, they needed 2 girls, so it was her. And then she said, "Can you please join in?" I said, "Okay." When we came here, I was pregnant with my little one. And I was just watching one of the Bollywood shows that they have here, annual Indian community show.
We didn't know actually what was in store in Amarillo for us, but when we saw that, we were really happy, because that's what our passion is, Bollywood, all about, because we've been in the industry for almost more than a decade.
Wow, wasn't that great? Karen, what was it like to be there?
It was amazing. And what a testament to Amarillo's creativity that we have such talented folks sharing their remarkable skills and passion with us.
It is just that kind of hidden treasure that we hope to uncover in every future episode of The Handle. From the farmers, chefs, and bartenders that we'll highlight in segments of The Goods, to the industrious go-getters like the Shake Hands Pawn Collective and the Downtown Pedicab Company.
And don't forget the Amarillo area's bountiful artistic community, like the Bollywood dancers, street artist Rachel Edwards, and talented star on the rise Taylor Henderson.
We're bringing those stories and so much more to you on The Handle and across our various social media platforms. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to see our most up-to-date content. And remember, all of these efforts cannot be done without your support.
We're delighted to have support for this program from Amarillo National Bank and support for our March Pledge Drive from Atmos Energy. Please consider joining them in supporting your public media station by calling right now. The numbers are 806-371-5479 or 800-999-9243, or you can log on to panhandlepbs.org/donate.
Every gift, no matter the amount, is appreciated. Our friendly operators are standing by right now to take your call. Keep in mind, when you make a commitment of $6.25 a month as a Panhandle PBS sustaining member, or a one-time contribution of $75, you will receive access to Panhandle PBS Passport, shows when you want them. With automatic renewal, our sustaining members are assured that their contributions will continue to allow Panhandle PBS to tell the stories of the Panhandle. Again, those numbers are 806-371-5479 or 800-999-9243. Or you can log on to panhandlepbs.org/donate.
We need your support to help us continue to deliver programming, local stories, and features that matter to you. Thank you, and tune in next week for a new episode of The Handle.
Well, I try to stay away when the rigs come around. They put them towers up and drill them holes in the ground. No, it makes me better. It makes me sad, cause it makes me think of all the money I don't have. Well, for 24 hours, man, they run that rig. They take that crystal meth just like it's oxygen. Then the tankers roll in and haul the oil away. Looks like someone down in Houston's getting paid today. All right. Well, when I was a boy, man, the stars were bright, and we listened to the coyotes howl all night. But now the stars don't shine through the floodlights, and all you hear is that engine roar. Well, Grandpa sold his rights in the 50s drought. He bought a truck of feed and 50 Hereford cows. Well, he made another year, but the rain never came, so he got him a job selling washing machines. Now I'm trying to make a living on his old land. Yes, I'm trying to build a dream with my brains in my hands. Well, it could be the curse for some long past sin, but in 2